Hello, my spooky family. Hello, immortal readers. So, for my first reading vlog here on BookTube, sorry about the noisy chair, I need to replace my office chair. I decided that for the first time ever, I am going to read a Christmas horror book. I actually don't think I've ever read any Christmas horror, and I seen this book on Facebook, and it was like $10. So I was like, that sounds cool. I'm gonna get it. So I ordered it. It's called Scary Book of Christmas Lore. 50 Terrifying Yuletide Tales from Around the World by Tim Rayborn. Forget about Jingle Bells and jolly old Saint Nick. Some children fear more than just a lump of coal in their stocking. So this is about all of the different Christmas time terrifying lore, like Krampus, but all of the other ones too, like La Befana, some of these I don't know how to say. I don't want to mess them up. There's Victorian Christmas ghost stories, the original Nutcracker, okay, a host of holiday horrors, Schmutzel, Switzerland, Bloody Thomas, Bavaria. So yeah, there's all kinds of different stories in here. There's 50 terrifying tales. And I was looking through it earlier, and it looks like it's like 2 pages per tale. But look, let me find a cool way to show you. Look at the art in this. Isn't that cool? It's just a little short read. So I thought, yeah, for my first reading vlog on this channel, I am going to read the Scary Book of Christmas Lore because it's right before Christmas, and I've never read Christmas horror before. So why not? So I'm going to read this, and yeah, I will check in with you here in a little bit after I've read some of it. I plan on reading the entire thing tonight because it's Christmas season. I have 6 businesses, so I did finish my work for the day, but I want to relax and read, and I want to watch a movie with my kid later. So yeah, I'm going to go start reading this. Also, if you like my bookmark, I make them and have them in my Etsy shop, Organized Chaos Corner. But it's a little coffin with a red skull, and it says "Time to Raise the Dead." I made like 6 different bookmarks for fall and spooky season, and I'm not going to get the ones for Christmas done in time, but I am going to put some winter ones up in my shop after Christmas. I don't have the time this month. All right, so I will check in with you after I've read some of this. All right. I finished it. Okay, so excuse the pajamas. It is bedtime. It's late. Um, but I did finish reading this. Um, and it's actually not like scary Christmas stories about or including uh Christmas myths like Krampus. It's actually telling like their origins and where they come from and where the myths and legends began and what they do and why and all of the things. And I'm not upset about that. I thought it was going to be like stories, and now I want to get a Christmas horror book so I can read a scary Christmas story. Um, but I'm not mad about it. I love reading about lore and myths and legends and all of that. And I just this year watched Krampus for the first time and loved it. It was really good. I loved it. Um, and I love horror, not just in books, but in movies and TV too. I grew up on horror. My dad is a huge movie buff, and he got me started watching horror movies like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6. I started reading Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe and Shakespeare, which is tragic. Um, when I was in kindergarten or first grade, that wasn't my dad's fault, but I did. Of course, I didn't understand some of the things that were happening, thankfully, but that's how I fell into my love of reading and how I fell into my love of horror and just like super dark elements and creepy things that lurk in the shadows. And that's where it all started for me. So I love learning about the myths and the legends and Krampus and all of them. And so this was 50 different ones. And some of them was very surprising. I learned all kinds of stuff, but I bookmarked a few of them. Um, one, the original Nutcracker, because the original book is a bit darker than the original ballet that was written, of course. And y'all don't know this about me, but I absolutely love the Nutcracker. I collect Nutcrackers for the holiday season, and that's one thing I've always wanted to do is go and see the Nutcracker performed by a professional ballet. And sorry, I found a place an hour away from me that performs it every year, and I found it too late this year, but I have full intentions of going next year for my birthday. My birthday is right before Christmas, so I want to have like a me weekend where I don't have to mom and I can just go to the ballet and dress fancy and go out to dinner and go ice skating at the rink because I've only ever done that once before. And it's something I can't really take my daughter to because she has balance issues. So the entire time I'm holding her up and she's falling and she is my height now. So it's just too much stress on both of us. And she has seizures. So she has too much stress. She can seize. So yeah, it's a big thing. But wrap all that up. Like, I love the Nutcracker for several reasons, but reading this and how the original Nutcracker was written, which was actually titled The Nutcracker and the Seven, no, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. How that story actually is, and it's a lot more about nightmares and escaping into your dreams because your real world, your reality is worse than your nightmares. Um, yeah, I can relate to that too. So I just because of that, like I fell in love with Nutcracker even more now. Like my dream is to get the book. I don't need it translated. I just want to get the Nutcracker and the Mouse King physical copy, like first, second edition. It's gonna be hard as hell to find the first edition, but it doesn't need to be translated. It's one of my dreams. Is one day I'm gonna get a first edition of the Nutcracker. Anyways, but then there are several other ones in here I bookmarked because it made me think of certain things. Like Hans Trapp from Alsace Lorraine and France. I think that's who Jeepers Creepers is based off of because he walks around in old ratty clothes and he stuffs straw up his clothes so he can pretend to be a scarecrow and steal his skull was split in half, which if you've watched Jeepers Creepers, you know that the whole head scene, both head scenes, yeah, oddly enough, the first head scene was way worse than the second one. Yeah. Anyways, Jeepers Creepers is my favorite horror movie, and I just this Hans Trapp really makes it sound like Jeepers Creepers was based off of them, and that's really cool. Oh, and then there was this one I bookmarked called Christmas Spiders, which creepy, yes. Um, I'm not like scared of spiders, but the bigger and hairier they get, the more scary they get, and I just don't want stuff crawling on me. And everybody's run into spider web before that you just can't freaking get off of you, and you just know that there's a spider on you somewhere. So yeah, like I have woken up from a dead sleep before because a spider landed on my face. That's what woke me up. And when I got up, I searched my bed and everything for 30 minutes and could not find a spider. So I slept in the living room. Yeah, I just don't want stuff crawling on me. Um, but this, it wasn't scary. Christmas Spiders, a story from the Ukraine, Um, it all stems from a really a story passed down for hundreds of years, where this mother and her children, they're grieving because she lost her husband. They're poor, and they're outside, and a pine cone falls out the tree, so they plant it and grow a tree, and they decide that it's beautiful. They want to bring it in as their Christmas tree, but then they bring it in and they remember they're poor. They don't have money to buy anything to put on the tree, and it's going to be sad to wake up in the morning for Christmas with a bare tree. And so the kids are going to bed crying and everything, and the spiders in the house hear that the kids are upset about this. So the spiders go into the tree and spin their webs all night. And when the kids and the mom wake up in the morning, the sun comes through the window and with a little bit of breeze, and it hits all of these spider webs all over this tree, and it makes it glitter and shine and like tinsel. It is popularly believed that this is where tinsel on your Christmas tree came from. Now, most everything that has to do with Christmas was started in paganism, and then Christianity kind of forced their way in and said they were going to reclaim all that. But tinsel, it's popularly believed in the Ukraine that that story is what created tinsel. So now every time I see tinsel in the tree, I'm going to think of these Christmas spiders. I mean, it's sweet. It even makes the picture of the spiders in the Christmas tree look cute now and not creepy. There's another one I saved in here, but it was because I thought of a short story idea. But this was really good. I really enjoyed it. Um, and if you like stuff like Krampus uh, and this isn't just like typical things either. There's witches, there's werewolves, there's uh, demons, all kinds of things in here. If you're into that and you're into like actually learning about the legends and the myths and where they originate from and how they affect things in our present lives, I highly suggest this. And the artwork is beautiful. Scary Book of Christmas Lore by Tim Rayborn. And again, it's got so many pieces of artwork throughout the whole thing. And then they even have the artwork again at the back. I mean, it's beautiful. And I was reading about the author. He loves all the weird and bizarre and creepy, strange stuff like this stuff. So he writes a bunch of books about it. So I'm going to check him out and see what other books he has about the creepy, weird stuff that I'm into. Yeah, I'm gonna actually give this. You know what? I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars. It deserves it. I really enjoyed it. It's not stories; it's origins, pretty much. So just know what you're getting into, and make sure it's something that you're gonna like. But I loved it. And for $10, I mean, I learned a bunch of stuff in this. I got some ideas for short stories. I fell in love with a few other myths and legends I didn't know about. Deeper in love with the Nutcracker. And it's just a short little like novella. But with all the art and stuff, for $10, you cannot beat that. Um, yeah, I will link it in the description below. If I can find the original link where I got this through Facebook, I'll put that there. If not, I'll look on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, wherever. I'll find it and put links. But I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars, and I think this makes like 25th or 26th book I've read this year. So yeah, way ahead of my goal. Alright, so that's going to be it for this reading vlog. I know this one's a little bit different than you probably see on YouTube because it's just one book. However, next month is going to be different. And with Christmas this month and so many things in my businesses I had to take care of this month is super busy. I was not going to be able to read a full series or 3 or 4 books for this vlog. I'm trying to make sure that I finish the books that I'm currently reading before the year is out. So this was a perfect addition to that and helped me get just another one checked off the list and a new author I want to check out. So yeah, next month's reading vlog is going to be slightly different, and um, you'll see when it comes out. I post another video up on this channel every Sunday afternoon. Um, so yeah, I'll see you next week. Happy reading, eternal readers. I think that's what tagline or whatever I'm trying to go for. I keep wanting to say immortal readers, but I want to say eternal readers. Yeah. All right. Have a good night. Happy holidays and stay safe. Happy reading.